Welcome to the Picture Kitchen Podcast, where we talk about anything on our minds over breakfast, lunch, dinner. Honestly, anytime we feel like eating. I'm your host, Mac. With me are my co-hosts, Judd,
Hello.
and the returning Sean, after a significant amount of time.
Hello, everyone.
Mac, you sounded like you really just wanted to get through that intro.
It was pretty fast, I gotta admit.
Yeah,
I had to show
not heard
you.
you say it that fast.
How it was done. Last
Wait.
podcast, you didn't get it done. I had to do it right.
Dang. I mean, that sounded like a lot faster than you normally do it.
I also did say before this that the brain's kind of doing brain things. So, I'm all over the place.
Pinky and the brain.
That's right. But
Have you? That reminds me of a. I got to co-opt you for a second because it reminds me of a movie of I think it was called Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, and he's tortured with brain sauce or gravy, brain gravy. Have you had your brain gravy? Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. You made me think of it.
Gotcha.
That's so random.
Yeah, it is.
Like brain gravy itself is so random.
You can't watch the movie if you never watched the movie. It's like
I don't think I have.
it's like it's crazy. Wait a minute. Anyway,
Giving it a minute.
no. I'm good to go.
Okay.
Good to go.
Well, what have you been up to, Sean? You've been gone the longest.
I have been gone the longest. I have been taking care of my mental health and dealing with things and playing a lot of video game. Not really. I some video games here and there. Diablo.
Yeah.
Not a lot. Because bad reasons.
Absolutely.
anyways, That's it. Work's good. Since I've been on the podcast, I work in the middle of a park. So I show up to work every day with a lake. And I get to walk around the lake, which is really cool. And
Nice.
there's these, it's a bird sanctuary. So there's all these crazy like geese and ducks and lots of them because they're crazy and they chase you around if you get too close. And then we have these squirrels that people have fed. And we kept telling them, don't feed them. They're going to come too friendly. And now they like crawl up on you and try to steal your food. But all that said, it's still a lot of fun, showing up to work every day in the park.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's news to me.
News to you? How can it be news to you?
I didn't know you worked at like a lake kind of
it's like-
area.
Oh yeah, it's total lake.
I
Yeah,
guess
it's
I haven't
super-
seen how it
It's
looks
super-
over there.
It's super close to the house. It's like a 10-minute drive too.
Oh, that's cool.
And I promise it's an actual job. I'm not just like driving to a park because I've secretly been fired and just
Too ashamed to say anything. He's just going to sit in the park all day playing with squirrels.
Feeding the squirrels. He's like playing chess with himself in the park.
Yeah.
No, he's playing chess with the squirrels. He's teaching them
Look at
chess.
Yeah,
They
we're gonna
cannot
take over the
learn.
world. Take over the world is what we're gonna do.
Exactly. He's like the one Florida lady that had pet squirrels that taught them to attack her ex-boyfriend.
Oh my god. Is that a real thing, Mac?
Yes, it's a real fucking thing. I don't know if it was a Florida woman, but it was an actual woman. She just had a
Mine
shit
totally
ton of
sounds
squirrels.
like a Florida woman.
It sounds like it would be a Florida woman. I mean, that's a Florida person for sure.
It's been a long time since I've heard that story. I can't recount it like shot for shot, but it was basically just the woman
I can't take it anymore.
fucking sent her squirrels to attack her ex.
It's interesting.
I might be able to find it.
No. Oh my gosh! I can't make this stuff up.
What's up?
Okay, hold on. I gotta clip it because I would share my screen, but I don't know if we want this on. Oh, let's see. I don't know where to post it. Is there a chat somewhere in this place?
Yeah.
General? Let's stick it in general.
Just do it in the topics, I guess.
It doesn't matter if it's Discord. We don't hardly use this thing. It was
Yeah.
made by Tom,
Yeah.
and none of us have owner access. I gotta go through Stick to find this.
From Detroit.
Yep, I just opened it myself. That's the exact thing.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What a...
Woman arrested
What a-
for training squirrels to attacker X. That photo is just... Yep.
If that was going to be the villain of the story, yeah, I'm not disappointed.
Fucking great.
Oh my god. Too much. Too much. Okay, we should get on topic now.
Absolutely.
Wait. How have you been, Mac? What have you been up to?
No, we're gonna end
Got
on me.
that part.
I got a whole plan for what we're doing you next. We're ending on
Okay.
me.
Here, I'll take care of it. Jared, what have you been doing?
Not much. What about you?
Oh,
You
I see how
fuck.
it's going to be. Are you going to talk about how you broke something and need my help fixing it, or what?
Nah.
Oh,
I'll dig
I
him.
see how you're going.
What about you?
No? I think you've been doing something.
Nah, not much. I've gone to work before, so sometimes I go to work.
I think every time you have work, you go to work.
That's so true. I
Gotta
do go
pay
to
for your
work when I get
pins
work.
somehow. And your gas.
Yep. And I have my anime expo paid off now too. So
That's fantastic. When's that happen?
got the Airbnb taken care of July 3rd through the 8th.
Shit. You going all 5 days?
Yeah, I'm just getting an Airbnb with some of my friends. Like
Oh, sick.
TL is the one that you would know.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Where's
that's
it
what I
at?
paid off. The Airbnb's in the line.
Well, I was talking like the fucking expo. Like,
It's
in
also
LA,
out.
too. Isn't it always in LA?
Yep.
It's kind
I
of like
wasn't sure.
Comic-Con's always in San Diego, right? Our Comic-Con, but there's like a bazillion and a half different
Yeah.
Comic-Cons I'm learning.
I wasn't sure if they decided to move it.
No,
It'd be
I think-
nice.
Yeah, they
Be
probably
nice.
get a deal. They probably signed a contract for X amount of years.
Probably.
Been trying to play games, but haven't been able to keep up with any of them. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel that.
I know that feeling. For 3 seasons in a row, I've paid for a deluxe season pass for Call of Duty or the Call of Duty.
Modern Warfare 3?
yep.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3, and I haven't played it. I like end up abandoning half of it. Yeah, so ridiculous.
I'd play with you, but I don't have the game.
Not a big fan of it. Cousins are though.
They play the hell out of it. That's what they do.
Yeah. Honestly, you'd probably get through the season pass no issue if you just had someone to play with.
Yeah, I like playing it. I actually prefer doing the. We're gonna get slightly sidetracked here, but doing like because it's real skill based matchmaking and PvP. I like playing by myself because I get matched up against people more in my skill bracket, And
Oh,
I
yeah.
get to find out that I'm not as horrible as when I play with folks that play PvE all the time, i.e., all of you young chaps that have reaction speeds that are 5 times faster than mine.
I fucking even rarely play PvP anymore. It's just not fun like it used to be.
Yeah, I can be the top of the leaderboards, or I can be, oh, something just made me sad on my TV.
I know, I
Anyway.
definitely feel that.
Anyway, since Jared's not going to tell us what's going on, I guess we got to transition to Mac.
I said not much. Like besides work, I've been trying to play some games, but it's been hard keeping up with the ones I want to play. So that's all.
Are we bullying you into playing Destiny? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Totally, it wasn't it just as excited as us for the final shape.
Ah,
Exactly.
cool game. Can you believe that
No,
10
you're
years
right, Dad.
ago? What?
They said no, you were right, Dad.
What? We were bullying you?
Yeah.
What is this about?
I've been trying to play other games to catch up on stories on all of them.
Like what game?
Like Genshin, Wuthering Waves, and then what was that thing? I haven't been able to play Hellblade. I don't know what its subtitle is.
It's the newest sacrifice, I think.
No, that's the first one, the new one that came out.
I can double check.
It's super dark.
Let's see, where is it?
Cinder Walls
Saga.
Saga.
It's the newest Saga. Hellblade 2. You probably just said Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
But no, we've totally been bullying you into playing Destiny again, and not like we all weren't just as excited for it. But no. I guess I'll get into what I've been up to.
Yeah. what have you been up to?
Since we took last week off to save it for getting our opinion on the final shape, I have been doing pretty much the exact same shit of just playing some Destiny. And I played some Halo. I lost internet, but I have Game Pass at the moment, so I was able to play some of the Infinite campaign. That's all I had to do.
Oh, without internet, you're able to do that?
Yeah, if you have it set up properly, you can play stuff offline.
I had no idea you could do that.
I couldn't either. That's really cool. I'm glad you got to do that.
Yeah. I still need to finish it, though. I have
How far
no
did you get?
clue.
Is there new campaign stuff, or is it still
No.
the original?
It's still the original campaign. I played through part of it. I got to where you meet the Harbinger, and then I just played a little past that.
The
Honestly,
Harbinger, that big brute chieftain guy.
it's the slender alien that flies around.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it.
I think you were there the day I played it, but you probably just don't remember what the fuck it looks like. But the
Yeah.
chieftain that you're like the final boss chieftain that we fight is Eshiram.
Eshram.
Yes. And from my understanding of just seeing people talk about it today, because apparently the story is not technically done for Infinite. Like I guess it got left off as a fucking open end. Because I know for a fact we don't fight Atriox. We get our ass beat by him and then nothing. We kill Eshiram and we don't know where the fuck Atrax is at.
Yeah, that's a true story.
And the countless Spartans that are missing. So
There are a lot of Spartans missing.
yeah, like Locke.
But
Do you think,
yeah, I'm
do you think they're
wondering.
gonna try to make the story like DLC, or like they're going to just add on to the story and update Infinite's game? Or
I have a theory about that, and it's a sneaky suspicion that when Infinite came out, there was talk about a TV show, and then the TV show became a reality. And so Infinite kind of took a backseat to the TV show because they were retconning a bunch of lore and stuff, potentially. I just have a sneaky suspicion that we'll start getting content again once they do what they want to do with.
I'm not even sure it's that. Mainly because with how Infinite released, how broken it was on release, like in the missing content. Because now you can play co-op campaign, by the way. Just not couch co-op.
I thought we could before because I swear I did missions with Jules.
Not on release.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, it wasn't on release that you could do the missions like that. But
yeah, they rushed its release because they couldn't get what they wanted when they said the date, and then they were still like, I don't know.
yeah. So my guessing is why the fuck we don't have any goddamn campaign shit is they've been trying to just fix the game overall and make it not a pile of garbage with the multiplayer and everything.
Okay.
Because yes, the Halo campaign is what a lot of people love. But the thing that keeps you coming back to play it, because yes, me and Jared will always fucking hop in and play fucking Halo campaigns every once in a while. But it's not going to keep us coming back to the game every single day. It's going to be the multiplayer.
Right.
So if the multiplayer's in the shit state, ain't nobody going to play the game or care about the campaign. And right now, they 100% could just not full bore the fucking multiplayer and push the campaign. Or what they're doing right now is basically massive DLC, technically second game, like size, that they've been working on. Not just, hey, here's a few more missions, like, here's a lot of fucking shit. They didn't show anything at the Xbox showcase for Halo.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were like making. I have not heard shit about 343 at all.
Yeah, no, it's mainly just been multiplayer stuff.
And multiplayer, I don't know, it was entertaining when we played it. I don't know. I guess for the hardcore people, it just wasn't as cool as they had hoped it would be, but I don't know. I found it.
Well, the hardcore people are the only ones that are really sticking around for Halo at the moment. It's the casual player base that isn't sticking with Halo.
Oh, really?
Because there wasn't enough in the game. Now it's in a really good state because you have a bunch of maps to play. Like, you actually have things to do. But with the beta release and then the official release, they didn't add anything on the official release. There's no new maps. There's not a bunch of stuff. We played during beta and then played on release, and it was like, release is supposed to be a bit different than beta. Beta is only supposed to give us a few things, not the whole aspect of it. And we played everything in the beta.
Yeah. That's true. I remember that.
Because the beta
Not
is supposed to
well.
give you, it's just supposed to give you a couple maps to play and do shit. There was only one big team battle map for a significant amount of time. And then they started adding more. And then they finally went, okay, we're going to dip into the pool of old maps and put them in the game. So you have some of the old stuff in the game now.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like Valhalla? Did they bring that back?
Yeah, that one is specifically only in their, it's not Big Team, it's the other one. Because Big Team is 12v12, their 8v8 one is what Valhalla is in. Yeah.
Was
We
that
went
our...
into
What's going on?
fucking full tangent. God damn it, Jared.
That's okay.
Man,
That's what we
just
do.
RGB. Yeah, we went into a whole fucking tangent of Halo there.
I like when it goes green that I disappear.
You're just gone.
Look at that. Pew.
Fucking hell.
What's going on?
I turned my light on to just give me some more light.
Yeah, his rainbow vomit light instead of just
But then
one
I-
color.
Then I decided to try the auto mode, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny! It's making me disappear."
Yeah, no, I really haven't been up to much. Just playing Destiny when I can, playing any other game that I really decide not streaming as much as I've been wanting to, but that my internet's also dropped consistently. Been getting weird fucking high winds these past few weeks. Which is why I lost internet that fucking day after we finished the campaign.
Finish the fight.
I can't remember if it was the day after we finished or the day after we stopped. Like, we stopped halfway through.
I think it was when we stopped halfway through, because you said that you might not be able to play, and then I said, "Well, if we don't, we'll wait for you."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, I haven't been doing shit. I've been trying to edit, but, you know, I have a Destiny video about done, but it's like, great, I should have had this done 2 weeks ago, because now it's going to be significantly older content.
Yeah, because everything's changed.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, okay, you can probably hear it in my background. I am sneaking doing some missions right now because I wanted to get something done. But
No, we
Have
couldn't
you-
hear it. You just outed
Oh.
yourself.
Yeah, you just outed yourself.
oh, it's okay. I can do 2 things at once. And I go into a corner when I want to think of something to say. But did you do all these missions with that certain character? And did I just hear the certain character hint that they may be related to a certain other character?
Are you trying to not spoil the people or Jared?
All of the above.
What certain character are you talking about? Are you talking about the one with the ghosts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't even pick that up. They've been keeping that one close to their... Interesting.
Yeah,
That's-
those missions were technically supposed to be done before we, did the final shit.
Yeah, I'm guessing because now we get these cinematic 3 days before.
So a lot of things are supposed to be done before we, finish the fight.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Finish the fight. Da 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 da.
I guess on that note, we can get into the, talking about final shape now. Before we get into, like, the back and forth stuff, though, I want to go through everyone and give your full, like, your actual full opinion on the game without anyone interrupting or anything. And then we'll go back and forth about talking about it. and you're welcome to just fully talk about it because at this point, everyone's seen it.
When you say the game, like as a whole, or the DLC?
The campaign, like the Final
Or
Shape
the
campaign,
DLC?
and the
Gotcha.
full DLC. Who wants to go first?
Oh, you go first, Dad.
Okay. So
Unless you can't think of anything.
no, I can think of a lot of things. I've been thinking about it. You know, we started this journey with Destiny 10 flipping years ago, right? Longer than that. When we first heard about it, when we saw the posters for it, this weird planet-like thing surging out there, and we were all into it because we had just like emotionally said goodbye to Bungie with Reach, and it was a kind of a cool thing to say. Now we're going to start the journey with them on this because, as been hinted, we've, as a kind of a family and extended family, have been. Halo is the game that, correct me if I'm wrong, introduced you to each other, Halo multiplayer, and
Yep.
so it was a natural progression over to here. And you know, we started this journey with someone that's not here anymore that should have been, and we made
Yep.
some friends along the way that
Mm-hmm.
we can't replace. So when we got to the campaign, I found it, just from a standpoint, very emotional. I mean, it probably could have sucked, and I still would have liked it just because of the emotional component of it, but it didn't suck. And there was a lot of stuff that went into it, and I appreciated the pace at which it and the stakes it set up, and where we were heading, and the fact that there wasn't like a foregone conclusion how it was going to end. And we all kept saying that Bungie had to go out on a big bang with this one because as a studio they had been beat up. But even more so, I think there was they felt an obligation to their fan base, to everybody that's been there, all the content creators, everybody that's been playing and supporting the game. The conclusion we were all hoping to see, and it kind of pulled out all the stops with really impressive campaigns and great story, which we had been missing for a while. Yeah, I just wish we had everybody with us that we started the journey with. Yeah. But from there, I would say that probably my favorite thing was the Cade one-liners. I miss those from the game. And then it's getting a lot of hate, but I was really happy with the trade-off from Cade to Crow. I think they handled that really well. They, you know, it wasn't delicate, it wasn't arbitrary, it was purposeful, and it set up a continuation that makes sense. And you know, the game's not the same game it was, so it started years ago.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. My monologue thoughts. Who wants to go next?
I mean, I'll go next too. I don't know. Should I start from the end to the backwards?
And
I like how. Yeah. Well, because I like how it ended. I think that it's a really good ending for everything. I think that the narrative got set up to be something where, you know, you bring back Cade, but Cade was at peace, you know, and so it's that everyone else wasn't, and he wants to go back to that peace, and so when he gives himself up for the ghost, I thought it was a great way for him to get back to what he wants, because he gets to choose now how he goes out. And he has a line too about Amanda, saying that Amanda went out how she wanted to. She chose to be a hero. Not everyone gets that. And he was referring to himself when he got killed the first time, but now he made the choice that he's going to go out a hero as well and go back to Sundance. But in a way, like, all of the light is still connected. So in a way, he's not completely gone. Whenever Bungie needs their cash cow again, they can bring him back from the dead again, I'm sure. But I liked how that was handled, and like this whole DLC made me like the Ghost a lot more. Like the Ghost that we got in this DLC is a lot different from what we've had, and I think that it shows a lot of the character growth. But not only that, I just thought that it was interesting because the ghosts aren't really fighters or anything. They just they like sit there for your rezzing, but then like to choose to be part like an active part in that fight. This is a pretty brave ghost, and I also like how we dealt with the witness. I think that it was a very creative way on dealing with the witness. I am hoping there were a couple of things that I would have liked to be done, like in the missions before the final thing, like after the campaign, but before the excursion, we get to go around with Cadel and Mithrax, and that's what I wanted in the campaign. I wanted to have, the whole Vanguard and Crow there in our fire team with us going through it, but we didn't get that. We got that cool fight at the very end, which I think is awesome, and it's probably better. But still, I think that it would have been really cool to go through that with the people that have been there from the beginning as well. Story-wise, though, I thought it was pretty decent. Kind of predictable, but they did it right. It's like one of those things where the hero's journey is the kind of bread and butter for a reason. If it's done right, then it's pretty good. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. It's going to be interesting what the new villains are going to be like. How do you scale up? Like, what comes next after having the boss be the, like, this boss was the, I don't know, ender of all life in one way. What comes after that? Guess we find out on Tuesday. But yeah.
Nope. Monday.
Nope. Why not Tuesday?
The stream's on Monday.
Okay, the stream's on Monday. But yeah, I mean, I think those are my thoughts on the DLC. What about yours, Mac?
Honestly, I loved every second of it. The only thing that I disliked, not because I don't agree with it, because yes, it's the right way for Cade to go out, but god damn it, they wrote him fucking perfectly in this. Like, the writing for him was great. The voice actor fucking delivered every line flawlessly. Like, it was perfect. It's the fucking goddamn Homelander meme. It's perfect.
I don't know which Homelander meme you're talking about.
He says perfect in a couple other things. I can't remember the exact, like, how he does it, but
Okay.
it's great. It fit what I'm trying to say right now. But again, it's not that I don't agree with it. It's just, God damn it, put that writing into someone else now. We need someone else with that entire whole fucking bucket of charisma that they gave Cade at the end. That the voice actor is just that fucking good. That's why he's everywhere.
Yeah.
But I loved every second of the fucking campaign. Keith David was great. Mind you, it's Keith David, so you knew he was going to be good. It's just, it's not the same, but he was good. And the entire dynamic with Cade coming back, no one knowing it was a wish, besides Crow, and, you know, people who paid attention to the story beforehand. And it might have went over my head, but did they ever find out that it was actually a wish? Did Ikora and Zavala ever actually find out? Did anyone catch that?
I didn't catch any part that they said that.
Okay. Because I remember Kate saying, don't tell them, because that, when you're in the Europa area, it said, like he says, don't tell them. Just keep it between us.
Yeah.
So they just think the Traveler brought him back. Which isn't the worst thing. Nothing that we predicted happening with Cade happened, though.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thought they were going to hit us with, Cade's a ghost now. He's Amanda. That would have been great. But not fitting for what Jared was saying with the story. Because the entire point of that ending was, you dictate your own fate. You make your own destiny. But yeah, no, I loved every second of it. I'd put it on a point scale, 9.5 out of 10.
Nice.
But if we take away my bias of, God damn it, they brought Cade back, did him perfectly, and then just killed him, 10 out of 10. Because they legitimately wrote him well, and then the delivery was perfect. It just, that's why I disliked him dying. But, and that 12, like, having the raid race, and having that tie into, oh, we wounded him before the raid, then we wounded him in the raid, and now we kill him outside of the raid in a 12-person entire army of everyone actually being there was awesome. Mind you, I wish it wasn't bugged to where we could actually all see the whole end cutscenes and everything, but hey. I still have to go back in there solo to get the full, shit. The ending of a video that I plan to do. But I don't think they're taking that away anytime soon, so that's good. But I also do kind of agree with Jared. Yes, we got everyone interacting in that 12-person thing, but we really didn't get, during the combat phases, during the story, besides cutscenes outside of it, or just them standing around talking, we didn't get any experience from the 4 main players. Because for the majority of the time, you only have 4 of the main people. You've got Crow, Zavala, Cade, and Ikora. Yeah, we had one mission where Zavala was in the area. He fought with us, but that's it. He kind of just sat in a
Fought
corner.
with us. Yeah.
Yeah, put that in quotes, fought. He was kind of just in a corner. Which I think that corner is where those, like, his son's grave is, which is why he was staying right there.
Yeah.
Protecting it. So yeah, I 100% can agree with Jared on the fact of it sucks because we don't have, like, they're not with us there. They're there, but we're not getting them with us. We didn't have Ikora come in and just throw a random ass Nova Bomb at someone. You know, like at the beginning of Red War. She just jumps in and throws a Nova Bomb at the Thresher.
Yeah. I mean, they did it with those 2 missions that I was talking about. I don't know why they couldn't have done it for the whole story.
Yeah. Well, no, I think we can go with the... Now we can just overall just run it back and forth with each other about ups and downs overall. Like, like from beginning to end now, because, again, if I'm going to put a number to it, 9.5 to 10 out of 10. Take your pick. You can agree with me about Cade, or you can just take my 10 out of 10.
What?
Well, I think something none of us talked about, but I think we all agree on, is that the cinematics in this DLC were second to none. And
Oh, absolutely.
they,
The story
they look
overall was
crisp.
second to none. Like, the full, like, story, like, how it was written and everything, compared to everything before it. We're not comparing Lightfall, because that's you kicking a toddler with steel-toe boots on, basically. That's the comparison, in my opinion. Because Lightfall is... It's at the bottom, and this one's at the top. I'm comparing this to Witch Queen. Because in my opinion, that's... Witch Queen was the one that was... best before this one. Story-wise.
That's interesting. I would think that most people would say Forsaken was like the best.
A lot of people would say Forsaken.
That's interesting. I'm easily a 9.5, and I would have been a 9, but I'm giving the 0.5 for this amazing thing. So I don't know if you recall, but there was an issue that allowed them to cram 12 people into a raid. They discovered it by accident, and it turned out to be this huge meme, and the community loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing on earth. They could go through a raid with 12 people. And Bungie saw that, and they said, hey, we're going to create something for everyone that doesn't raid. An opportunity to partake in this story, the end of this story. And I feel like they gave a shout out to that oops.
Yeah, that broken 12-man raid, and they went, we're going to make this 12 people to make a callback to that.
And I get why. It works story-wise, too, because you need as many people together as you can get. Ideally, they would have gone to a cutscene that would have shown every Guardian, just like every Guardian that they could pull off their server all in one place.
Yeah, throwing a fucking light from the ghost at it.
Yeah, but, you know, they make it more personal and kept it to a smaller group, but it's still the same idea, and it's still pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
But and they did put a lot of effort in wrapping up a lot of old story stuff. I mean, there's a few questions still left, but it probably would have helped if we really ran things in order.
Yeah. It probably would have helped a lot. I mean, there's still some ghost quests that aren't out. So there are some that aren't going to be in order. because I have fully completed those. At least the ones so far.
Yeah. And well, it opens. The game opens really strong, right? You're going in. It's everything. It's all hands on deck. It's everybody has a role in it. There's no everybody. All the NPCs are, except for two, which are strangely missing, which I until the very end, but I don't understand where State and Osiris were. That was the
They
strange.
were at the tower.
Yeah, our regular tower.
Yeah, they were
But-
holding
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
fort.
yeah.
I'm just saying, everybody else got a moment. I know they were focusing on the fire team. The idea of honoring the fire team, I know that was their push, and
Mhm.
how the original fire team goes forward, right, with their newest person.
Yep.
And so, I don't know. It's pretty cool. A lot of puzzles too. A lot of gosh darn puzzles in this game. And I feel like they're starting to push more into the MMO.
Yeah, the
Maybe they're-
mechanic heavy stuff.
Yeah. And as Jared said, the Destiny players that are also Souls players just got to be having a great time with the aesthetic of the Witness and all the dungeons and stuff, because it is creepy Dark Souls-esque.
Are we getting a dungeon?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll
Why?
either happen in this timeline of this episode or the next one.
Yeah, but I'm excited about Monday because I want to see what that
What's
looming
next?
creature. Well, yeah, and okay, it's no secret we're dealing with the Vex, but is that a construct that's overseeing them, or is there an actual like entity behind the Vex? I mean, we're finally going to get some answers about Vex.
Well,
I've
the
been
other
waiting.
question too is the Aurora that shows up, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's it going to do? Is it changing the Vex? Are the Vex going to be light bearers now, or darkness bearers, or
Or is it
Or-
going to change Earth?
Or is there no more light and darkness?
there just is?
it- Yeah, I mean the Traveler could be just like taking the energy of the Witness, and I don't know.
Ah.
That's to
Oh,
me
wow.
how the narrative felt like it was gonna end. Like there was no more light and there was no more darkness. It was just one.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. It's also interesting to me because they built this whole story off of John Conway's The Game of Life, which is a computer simulation model that just has a set of rules and it just goes on infinitely until all the spaces are either dead or alive, right? It like was an early form of trying to predict algorithmic population studies type thing.
Mhm.
And so it was interesting to see that they strapped lore onto it by trying to push it out into more, and that's where you got this concept of the knife, the first knife, and the reference to Shiva, the destroyer of worlds, the multi-hand person. It was a unique take on that, right? And so the God of many hands being God of many hands because it's composed of multiple entities.
Yeah.
So, but along those lines, and the reason why I said that, it wasn't to be completely random this time. It was to set up this. I don't know that they're going to get to a place where there exists neither light or dark, because what they set up was everything in balance. More than anything, that's what this whole thing is. Their whole climax has been to maintaining the balance between light and dark. That darkness is neither inherently evil and light is not inherently good. It's So I would be surprised if it's the end of if the end is just a homogenization of the Force, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what's the thing with the Force, though, is that there has to be both.
Yeah.
You can't have more than one or the other. Like, there's
Well,
always
right.
two dark side comparably to the light.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I guess where I was going with this is that you can't, story-wise, you can't have the end of the bad things that happen because then it doesn't allow for the good things to happen. It's like
Yeah, and there's
it's
just nothing.
just like without death, without unending life, things become have no meaning. There's no urgency. There's no. We're not trying to get too deep here, but you know, you need the process for things to be healthy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Death of old things for the rebirth. I mean, the human body is constantly in a cycle of death
Oh,
of
yeah.
ourselves and a rebirth of cells. I mean, the whole idea of what do they call it? Trans migration, right? That's what our new power is called, transmigration.
Transcendence.
There was
Prismatic?
something that. No, they were talking about transmigration at some point.
That
There
was a
like
mission.
yeah. Well, transmigration is literally a rebirth cycle. That's the fancy word we attribute to things to referring to being born from a previous life. The transmigration of your soul.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Layman's term is previous life. So I just thought I'd throw that in there because we know the Bungie devs are a bunch of brainiacs. That geek off on that kind of stuff. Maybe.
Maybe.
Mad.
There's one thing I want to bring up, which it kind of depends on if Jared cares about spoilers or not. 'Cause-
What's the
Kinda.
spoiler to?
It's for the ghost missions from Micah 10. So technically that should have been played beforehand. But we learned something about the pyramid ships.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear it.
The ship itself is an entity.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know if Sean, you've played this one yet, but when you go to the moon into that pyramid ship, in playing through it, the ghost says it's angry. It misses having a master because the witness is gone. That fully explains, yeah, he's not here anymore. It's gone. Because if the pyramid ships don't have a tie to him, it's gone. And in that same thing, you hear his voice, which it's a recording. Like, it's a past recording.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. That caught me off guard. I'm like, what? What is that all about?
Yeah. I suggest
But-
if you want to take time, just go play those missions. The full ghost missions.
Yeah,
They don't
I
take a
will.
lot of time. And it's a good story because you learn a lot about Micah 10.
I do want to learn about that character.
And one thing that Sean was talking about earlier, but her being tied to someone else.
Yeah.
But not in the way I thought. Jules came out here and corrected me. That's why I muted my because you're close, but and he said you're about to hear the story if you have it up loud enough. So I muted myself. But And then even Sundance is, you get an answer about Sundance too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
What was the question?
I can't. There's just it's spoiler
Okay.
care.
Yeah,
You just need to do the missions. It takes a little
Yeah.
bit, but not really, because most of the time you get paired up with other people that are doing it, and you got
the only thing about it is just the tedious part of go into this strike, and then it's going to be basically complete the strike, find the statues, and find out where the ghost is last seen.
But it's fun because the statues are creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Excuse the language, but the statues are creepy as fuck.
I have sworn 18 times already.
They are creepy.
Yeah, he's seen it because of the one that's in the crafting area.
Oh, I saw that, and I'm like, it's a heart made out of skulls and fingers.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it was weird.
Weird Dark Souls throw out there. I'm like, whoa, that's creepy.
We were wondering what the fuck these ghosts are for, and then we found out. Micah 10.
Yeah, like a 10. It's like our personal army.
Exactly.
But which makes sense though, given who we the setup for Micah to be the new speaker, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be that, because she can actually talk to the traveler. Like, she can talk with the light. She knows how the ghosts are feeling. Like, she can actually feel them. It's not just like, oh, we can feel our ghost, but she can feel all of them.
You know what's interesting to me is, but though Micah 10 is obviously a hunter, right? But we have this speaker helmet, the new speaker helmet,
for the warlock,
which is for the warlock. But and so you could say, yeah, the old speaker is clearly a warlock. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But
I don't think the old speaker was anything. I don't think that he was a lay bearer. I think he just was a speaker.
That's true. He would have had his ghost with him.
Yeah, I think he was just a guy.
But
just a dude, just a dude, little dude. He got thrown off a fucking building.
I don't even think he was a dude. I think he was an exo. But there was they have that moment in the story, one of the missions that we were doing where Ikora is talking to our new favorite hive wizard. I can't remember her name.
Luzaku.
And that when the traveler gave her light, she was an acolyte before, and the traveler turned her into a wizard.
Oh damn!
That is actually fascinating.
That is.
And they're having a comment about that. They were talking back and forth, and because is it Lizaku or Izaku?
Luzaku.
Luzaku. They're setting
like
up Luzaku to be pretty like deep, like Ikora. Like so.
Is Eris part of that like whole conversation or no?
No, that's another person that's been strangely.
Yeah, she wasn't around.
You saw her with the Drifter, and that's it.
Yeah, we didn't really hear her. The Drifter didn't say anything this entire time. We seen him at the end, like in that whole like ending cutscene of our entire army for the 12-man thing. But we didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
He didn't pipe in like he usually does.
No, and the lines that would have been his about when we have to collect the motes, right? Ikora delivers them. Yeah. She says, "Oh, we know this. We know this really well. There's only one type of." She doesn't even have to say it, and she just says, "Guardian, go get them."
Which I understand early on why we didn't get anything. But we didn't even get anything from anyone after they were all there. Like,
Yeah.
after the queen came in with the helm and everything, no one said shit besides the queen.
Well, you know, the way they're doing this with episodes, it doesn't have to be linear. They could literally have an episode that takes place on Earth
I would hate
with the
that.
Guardians that are on Earth, with the teams that were left behind on Earth, for us to experience what they were doing while we were doing this.
Yeah, they could pull an ODST.
They could.
That'd be kind of cool, though.
It would be.
Yeah.
But and I'm not for nothing, but at the cutscene that we finally got to see at the end, where the 3 sparks go out, there is 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Right. So, and in each one there appears to be a main somebody in each one of
Yep.
those. So I'm wondering if that's all going to tie together, or if it was just random. But yeah, Bungie.
What do you guys think those were?
Ghosts.
I think they were Ghost or yeah, Ghost or some new type of ghost, maybe.
So, question then. What war is the Traveler recruiting for then? That's what the ghosts are.
Well, there's going to be the remnant of the Black Fleet, right? And there is somebody that could lead the Black Fleet in the absence of. Well, there's quite a few people actually.
Okay.
Oh,
This is another, I don't want to say spoiler, but a certain someone might not be dead.
Callus?
No, he's dead.
Alice is
A
technically
different-
dead in person.
A different person that the witness. What the fuck are they called?
Disciple.
Yeah, a different disciple.
Yeah,
No?
because there's reference to it several times. Because I'm wondering if that's where they're going to go with it, though, right? Because in theory, the Traveler brought him back to life. So does that mean?
Yeah.
Remember when the Traveler tried to take out the Black Fleet and he beamed one of them and it created a raid for us?
No.
Nezarek was dead when the Traveler shot at his ship.
I mean,
Him
we don't
shooting
know
that ship revived him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
And in that same one where you go into the pyramids, we've already just said it. Micah 10 thinks Nezarek might not be dead. Because you still have the nightmares on the moon.
and
How are
There
the
you
nightmares connected to Nezrak?
What the fuck's that lore bit?
I think Nezrak was the disciple sent to Earth the first time to wage war. During the Golden Age, when Savathun screwed the plans up and killed Nezrak. The first time?
Bless you. There's a point in time to where you hear Nezarek talk to you, specifically, during a story bit.
Yeah. And we have 2 or 3 different armor pieces.
And he talks specifically about nightmares.
Oh.
I played it recently, I can't remember what the fuck it was called.
The root of...
Root of all darkness.
No, not Ron. Like,
it's- I
he
was gonna
talks to
say-
you in, like, outside of that.
Oh, yeah. I forget the mission, too. But it was leading up to that.
Yes.
Right? It was leading up to that. And literally, that raid is called the Root of Nightmares.
Yeah.
So that alone establishes his connection to the nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he
then
I
I'll
might
thought that
not
the
be dead.
nightmares on the moon were like the echoes of like people that have died on the moon to the hive.
You know, the echoes of the fucking old Guardians. Which they are echoes of old Guardians, but they're there because of Ezork.
And we are going into something called Echoes.
Yeah.
Episodes.
The first one's
Yep.
called Echoes. Yeah. Which the first one is Hive, isn't it?
No, it's
No.
Vex.
Fuck.
That's why we're on Nessus.
And that's why we got the
Oh,
shot
that's right.
of
It is fucking Nessus.
the Vex
Hmm.
closing in on failsafe and why
That's
failsafe. I guarantee. I feel like the first mission we're gonna have to do is retrieve
Get
the
fail
failsafe,
safe into the helm, yeah.
which
Definitely.
is why we don't have failsafe there because it's story.
And you can't do the one mission that she talks to you in. That would strike. Sorry, not mission, but strike.
Okay.
Also, if you go on Nessus, there's apparently tremors happening all over the map.
Oh, I'll have to go. So, I got a funny thing to ask, okay?
Mhm.
When we load into, unless we're with 2 other players in our fire team, we load into the Pale Heart as our own instance. We don't share it with anyone. It's just our own instance. So
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
what it
have
looks
to-
like.
So why the hell is Cade still here?
You still have
I would
Cade
under-
there?
Yeah, I still have Cade. I'm wondering if I have Cade here because I haven't done that event on this character.
It's gotta
But-
be.
Or you haven't gotten the wildcard missions done.
He wouldn't have been able to do the mission on that character. Like, if you haven't done the final mission, he's going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, the Micah 10 missions, if you complete them once, I think you complete them for all characters.
Yeah, you unlock the armor for all your characters.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
unlock the armor.
wait a second, I finished this, but I can't see the armor. What's going on? And then it dawned on me I had them on 2 different characters.
Yep.
And I was unlocking them back and forth.
Oof.
Funny.
It's all good. But I think once I start next week, maybe what we should do to be fair to Jared in the future is set up a scheduled times that we say, okay, this time we're going to play Destiny. And so he can plan for that. And if we can get enough people together, they'll commit to it. Try to do a raid next Saturday.
I work next Saturday.
Well, maybe not next Saturday.
Yeah,
you
his
guys are
he
more than
worked
welcome
the
to.
weekends. I think it was what? Wednesday and Thursday are your days off?
Next week, yes.
Okay, we'll have to figure out a time that'll work for you then. I could do Fridays because I get home early.
I'm pretty much good anytime.
I want to run some of the older ones too because
Well, yeah. Well, we have a fucking Voldemort that has run 0.
Voldemort. Oh yes, thank you.
I was about to say,
It
don't
took a
make me, don't
second.
make me edit, please.
Yeah, I totally got it.
I'm
Right?
having trouble
who
with that
should-
already.
He who should not be named.
There you go. Yeah, he's done none. He did technically he did Golgoroth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, technically he did. But and that was a lot harder than the normal Golgoroth because
Yeah.
we had those additional stupid enemies that kept coming up behind me that I couldn't keep.
We're
They
also
were
under light, so we're doing less damage too.
Not so much anymore.
No, we 100% we
But-
walk through it now.
Yeah, except for I've done a lot of missions where they've disabled our light. They've just said The light doesn't matter. Like there's been several instances of that where it doesn't matter
Mhm.
what your guns are.
Yeah.
They're just
No, what I
supposed
mean
to.
is we wouldn't be significantly weaker than him.
Yeah.
We'd
And
be
so
basically the same.
normally I would bitch about how hard a raid is, but given what was at stake story wise, I think the raid being that hard was exactly what it needed to be because I was
I agree
watching
completely.
Oh
so
yeah.
many different streams of watching the people suffer, and then we got to that cutscene where you know Zavala's there and he's like been in a harsh battle, battling it out, even though he can't be rezzed anymore, right? He's mortal now, and he's all covered in. I think that captured the moment of how hard that team that did beat the raid first struggled to get there. I mean, we're talking 20 something hours, right? 20.
It's the
I think that,
longest raid now, isn't it?
yeah, it is the longest raid for completion. And you know what's so funny? It's the way they cut the vid doc. I kept telling people, I said, you got to listen to what the conversation was before. You got to pay attention. They were saying, no, the campaign, the strike is going to be so hard, it's going to make people cry. And I'm like, they were talking about the raid, guys. I was in one of the big streamers raid, and I told him, I said, yeah, you know, that was about the raid. No, it's not going to be that bad. It's like, all right, I'm telling you, it's not going to be.
Yeah, the strike wasn't difficult.
No, we've, you know, okay, I'll take that back. I
Strike
could
was
still,
really cool.
I could still be wrong because she could have been talking about the cooperative experience. Because I'm watching
Absolutely.
a certain other streamer talk about
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
They're mini raids.
Yeah,
They're
the
3-person
cooperative,
raids.
from what I'm understanding, is it's difficult. You got to actually fucking pay attention and talk to each other.
Oh yeah,
What are you guys talking about?
So to get the new exotic, the heavy trace rifle or whatever it is, there's those cooperative
Microcosm?
missions. Yeah, to get microcosm, you have to run those 3 cooperative missions. And each one of those cooperative missions is a mini raid. So there's like, as soon as you start it, the first 2, one player is given a buff, and you have to hand it off between everybody. Otherwise, it wipes you. And you have to do that constantly through it, plus all the other mechanics. And the second one, there's mechanics where 3 of you are in 3 different areas, and then if any of you die, you wipe. And because you can't res each other. And
Sounds
there's
like a skill issue.
I'm fully going to admit that. That's why I'm trying to build characters that are nigh unkillable. And so, anyways, it's just complicated. But again, given what we were fighting, right, the overwhelming force, it makes sense that it would be.
Oh yeah. It makes sense that the final raid took that long. Makes sense that people were stuck trying to figure it out. And it wasn't even like, oh, they're so under light, they're just getting their ass handed to them. No, they were stuck on figuring out the mechanics.
Yeah, and you know what was funny is like Jules told me, because obviously his friend was streaming in a private stream, and Jules, because they're friends, was able to have access to it.
Yep.
He says, I don't know if you realize what those statues are, Dad. And I'm like, well, I keep seeing them, but there's always a different number. He says it's the players that have been turned to stone, and the other players that are left have to figure out how to make them so they're not stone. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool.
That's nuts.
It is nuts, right? So you never know who's going to be able to do the mechanic and who's not going to be able to do it. And that's where people are getting stuck. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
And
doing this raid for us is going to be... It's going to be difficult because none of us are really, like, mechanic heavy with the raid.
No, and that's why I'm thinking we need to start with the older ones. Like, we all know Oryx really super well, right? I think Oryx is the one we were at the most together.
Yeah, I wouldn't really even say that one's mechanic heavy. It's just Go to the, like, do the thing. Oh, it's a jumping puzzle. Grab the thing and hit the fucking not angry one.
Yeah, but it
And then nuke
gives
it.
it's a gentle way to get somebody involved in like Voldemort used to doing mechanics that's not used
Yeah.
to, because it picks people randomly in that one, right? We can't,
Yeah. We
unless
can't
you
just
jump
be
off
like,
the map. Yeah.
yeah, you can't just be like, you do all the work. Yeah,
And then
no,
Crota
100%.
was pretty easy.
Yeah, Crota's not really mechanic heavy. It's just passing the thing around.
Yeah, it's a little bit in the middle. There's a little bit of thing, and then Vault of Glass is a little bit more mechanic driven.
Yeah,
And
Vault
that
is gonna be more mechanics because of the fucking, what are they called?
What, the plates when we go to
No, the fucking yellow things.
Corgans?
No, the things we have to
Harpies?
destroy are the heart. No, not harpies. The things you have to
Replicas.
No.
Oh, oracles.
Yeah, the oracles.
Yeah, we just need someone that knows how to do oracles to tell everyone how to do it. And basically, we need people that we need to start approaching these a little bit more. Like I spent years making fun of them, but the professional raiders that, like, up on their other screens they have layouts, they have the call outs of the oracles.
Yeah, you have the actual
Right?
call outs and everything. Yeah.
You know, where like Jules has them memorized because he and Decathlon ran it so much. The rest of us.
I've never paid attention to oracles because everyone else has done it.
And that's
Back-
it, right?
Yeah,
We've
back in
always-
D1 when we ran it, Jared knew them. Jules knew them. I
Well,
didn't have to
and-
pay attention.
And Jules is a freak because he can hear the tonal differences of them. That's what he listens to.
That's insane.
Yeah, he knows them by their sound, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, oh my
Jared's
God.
fading out.
Life, it seems, will fade away.
You're just far enough away.
There it is.
Drifting further.
I'm fully
away.
gone.
Yep. The only
gave me a
one,
Yeah.
the only raid that I did that, I wouldn't even say it's mechanic heavy, but the only one that I was active in all the mechanics was Rise of Iron Raid.
Oh. Yeah, that one. That was what was it called? Think of it, Wrath of the Machine. There we
Yep,
go.
Wrath of the Machine, I couldn't remember it either. But that's the only one I was really like, I'm here for it, I'm paying attention, I know it all. With the first one, you gotta go around, pick up light, bring it back to a spot, get a bomb, throw the bomb at the dude. Second thing, you gotta destroy the fucking TV panels, kill everything, throw the bomb at him, then you start damage phase. After damage phase, you have to find a room. And if I'm not mistaken, for challenge for that, all of you have to be in a single room every time.
Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And he was fucking tanky back then.
And the only other one that's super mechanic heavy is Riven.
Yeah. And regular Riven, you can just cheese.
Maybe
Like the actual final boss. Oh no, that regular you can still cheese. Pantheon, they fixed it. But Pantheon's not here anymore.
Yeah, Pantheon was a one-time thing for people to get their God Slayer.
And we couldn't get enough people together.
Yeah, not enough experienced people, right? 'Cause
Yeah. Which, it wasn't even that bad with the not experienced people. It was just, we kept dropping Golgoroth.
yeah.
Like, it came down to either me fucking up the call or Discord fucking up the call on my end. And dropping the fucking site.
So one thing I wish that Destiny would do in the future is allow us to build craft our armor and stuff more like we're able to in like Diablo.
Yeah.
where you can strip exotic perks off of something and put them onto something else. Or...
Mhm.
And I think they're going there. I think that was the point of these crazy swords, where
They just have stupid perks on them, yeah. By the way,
I
there is a
Get the worst
Thunderlord.
roll every time.
There is a Thunderlord-esque one. It's more
I
of
have
the...
it.
Yeah, it's more like... I think it's from the sniper that does, like, the Thunderlord shit. But
Yeah,
it's kind of like it, Jared.
it's Cloud Strike, and you slam the sword into the ground, and then it chains electricity between you and everything around you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird, but it's pretty cool at the same time.
You can get a lot of the swords to drop. You just gotta play. It's
And
very simple.
I didn't realize
That's what I
it
heard about shiny guns too. But...
because I'm a little bit slow, but I guess it was the sword we used in the last mission before the raid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I looked a little bit.
it's close enough.
I looked closer.
It's smaller than that sword, but yeah. Like, the one we have is smaller. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, well, it looks small when we're holding it, but when it's on your back and you're in the tower, it's pretty big.
Well, yeah.
But what time is it? Oh shoot! Oh
Time for you
shoot!
to go watch.
Yeah, I just saw it already.
Fucking got him.
Got
I
Okay,
can't
so-
refute you on the goddamn shinies, Jared. Everyone said just play the goddamn game, and we didn't get any. I got
What
two.
shiny-
The shiny
shinies
guns.
are- What shiny ones?
From the fucking Hall of Champions.
Oh,
Shax's thing.
Yeah.
I got
shiny.
fucking two when they goddamn boosted it, and I had 160 fucking tokens.
Yeah.
And Jared got
I have-
fucking 0.
I had 200 tokens on the week that they said they boosted the drops for the last time. So
Maybe they'll bring the shiny ones back for like special events.
Who knows? At least you can enhance the perks of your regular one.
Yeah, I gotta tell. Well, I enhanced the one I've been using. I'm using Graviton because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, but I actually prefer using my LC's rifle that I enhanced. So.
Yeah, no.
But my gripe about that is going to be that I don't have a good way of buying Glimmer, which I know they did on purpose. They
Gotta actually play the game more now to get Glimmer.
Yeah.
If you play, you can get strange coins and buy them from Zer.
Yeah,
You can buy Glimmer
yeah,
from Zer.
once a week.
That's only once a week? Oh, okay. I thought that was more.
No, once a week you can buy.
Well, he's got 2 things, so it's like random amounts.
Yeah, but they're random. But like one was 50,707, and the other one was 15,707.
There's a big discrepancy between them.
Yeah, but the sevens, right? Because Bungie.
Yeah. Bungie and 7.
Yeah, they
Bungie
have
and 7.
9.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a 9. The one question Jared still has about this game, because we haven't really gotten any answers.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are they?
Well, and that is because they retconned it. Remember, they had set the 9 up to be the war mines, and then they retcon, and then because there was supposed to be 9 named war mines, not just Rasputin. There was Charlemagne. There was all the different ones that popped up and stuff. But then they retconned it, and where it was just Rasputin with lots of baby versions of himself.
I don't remember that.
So
That had to have been retconned a long time ago.
It was.
Because we had the Trials of the Nine, which were actually, like, with Xur. Like, the Xur 9. And then we have the one dungeon where you see the
On
big lady.
Emissary of the Nine.
Yeah.
Well, I think there. My guess, and this is 100% a guess, is that they had the situation with Fellwinter, or Fellwinter was a robotic entity, an AI that was Rasputin, that was also
Yeah, it was a
his child,
fragment of Rasputin.
right? Put into an exo body, and then was turned into a guardian, was given life, and so that could have set up this whole weird thing with ascendancy of AI minds into godlike states, and the god they became gods using Siva and the various attributes like
Yeah.
because remember Siva set up Neomuna, plus Neomuna had another nanite technology with another name, so but Siva is what what do you call it? What do you call it when you go to a planet and I lost the word.
Alien.
No, you go to a planet and you have to do something to it so it can sustain life. There's a
Terraform.
Terraform.
Sivo is terraforming. That's what it's supposed to be used for.
Oh, shit. Well, I definitely terraformed those fucking Elixni.
It definitely did.
And the Iron Lords. I'm not fully sure as to why they haven't brought Siva back yet.
They did. We have 0 Hour. Outbreak Prime.
You can't see the blank face I'm giving you right now.
It shoots Siva.
It's not what I'm talking about. Talking about is an actual thing, not just Outbreak. Because at this point,
I guess
Outbreak
it's
is a
up to
separate
them.
thing. Yeah, that probably is about as close as I'm going to get to that. It honestly feels like they're probably not going to fucking go back to it, because wasn't Rise of Iron just like the one-off fucking thing they did because they're making D2?
Yeah.
And it was
Was Siva not
it was
part of
good.
the campaign with Elsie's sister?
No. Anna?
Yeah.
It was not.
Like before the latest one. Like on Mars.
You're talking about the original, like, DLC with Mars and shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Siva was ever even mentioned then.
Okay.
Because that was all just Rasputin shit.
What's the difference between Siva and Rasputin?
Rasputin controlled the Siva.
There you go, it's its boss.
They seem very intertwined with that explanation.
Yeah, I don't know how the tie into them. I don't know where Sean's getting that.
Somewhere I read it a long time ago.
Oh, well, there you go. Cool.
Remember, I used to
I
be
mean-
all into their lore and shit. So
Yeah.
Didn't we get Siva information with Lightfall?
Well, yeah, he
Well,
just
we
said
got-
it's got to tie in with Neomuna.
yeah. And Neomuna had its own Siva-like thing, which is what the Striders are made out of.
I actually didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever did the extended missions where you have to go into where they transferred the brains of everyone into the cloud there. But when you listen to all the stuff there, you find Nimbus finally goes, "So I'm made out of Vex tech and this other nanite technology."
I might have played it, but just disregarded it
Sounds probable.
because
So,
I played a lot during Lightfall, but
It's all blank.
for Strand, played it for Strand.
so that was what I was always wondering is like, why they could put all those people right where there was the idea that their bodies could be thawed out, but then somewhere in the campaign it said that they actually can't be.
Yeah,
They just have to live in that virtual thing. But why couldn't they put into an exo?
they most likely could just be put into an exo, or they could have a body made with, like, the boy that everyone hates.
Rasputin.
Not
No, but
everyone likes
remember,
Rasputin.
Nimbus has got a short lifespan. The way that they're engineered, they only
Well,
get
yeah, but they'd have a body.
They don't want a
And-
body.
and
They
cool.
literally gave up their body.
and a cool surfboard.
I mean, they might want a body now, Jared. You never know. People can change their minds. People could change.
Not because robot people. Robot people don't change because they are programmed.
What are you talking about? Banshee has changed 44 times.
I'm not talking about clothes, Mac. You know that.
We're not talking about. I'm not talking about clothes either.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, look
but
at
I'm talking
Cade.
about clothes.
he's 6. He's been 6.
He's been 6.
That's right. You got any
Well,
thoughts about
okay.
like everything? Go, Sean. I think he was talking about clothes.
Oh yeah, I was just being obstinate.
Yeah.
I was saying, oh, I was talking about clothes.
There you go. Okay. We talked about Final Shape and our thoughts on that campaign in itself. You guys have played since beta. I played the beta as well, but I didn't play D1 in the first 2 DLCs. I came fully into it with Taken King.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning to now. Overall story. Thoughts.
Well,
Ups and downs.
there's a lot
highs and
of
lows.
things that overall story really falls apart, I think, looking at it, because the answer to so many problems in the story up until Lightfall is literally just Rasputin and Siva. It's introduced later. Why didn't it solve everything since it's been there since the beginning? Do you agree with that assessment, Dad?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. But I will say that I remember the first time loading into the moon,
Yeah.
right? When we go on that mission and the fucking thrall come up out of the water in the that dark water, and they just come
Yeah.
up on you. That had to have
And then
been
you
one
see
of
the
the
walls.
yeah, it had to have been one of the more frightening experiences of a video game. And I just remember, oh, that's so cool. And I feel like it lost a bit of that over the years. And I feel like Final Shape kind of brought that back, that kind of feeling of at least the scale. When we loaded into some of these areas, the scale is unbelievable. It's like, wow, that's something. And then it was freaky and macabre. And I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the tone of the game has shifted a lot. Like, I don't think it's a far stretch to say when it started, it was trying to be some type of almost horror-esque genre. with the adventure also trying to define itself like as an RPG, MMO kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's a first-person shooter, and I think over the time it's just, like had to figure out what it's wanted to do more. Um, but there are definitely some parts of it that I think, like yeah, in Final Shape, there's a lot of scenes that are horror-esque, and I think it's very nice to see that again.
Absolutely.
I also really enjoy the idea that we are now like essentially have allies amongst almost all of the different races that we started off with. I think that's really cool. I wonder if that's gonna stay now, because like Savathun's already back to Savathun things trying to take over the
Yeah.
Pale Heart. Um,
I
who
think we're gonna
knows?
keep the Cabal. Keitel is close with Zavala.
Yeah, close. I think she wants to use him as her personal play toy.
You don't
Can you say that?
need to go that deep with it.
Dude, she's
Can you say
hot
that
for
on live
him.
TV?
She literally says there's a scene. After this, we'll get together and we'll celebrate in ways that will shame our ancestors. I mean, they said it, not me.
Well, you're saying it now.
Okay, but I'm just saying it's in
That's
the game.
hilarious.
Just because you're reiterating it doesn't make it better.
No, it makes them far worse.
Yeah, no, Savathun though is definitely not in our side anymore.
I don't know about that.
She's probably in between.
She's just how would you? She's like the kind of person that's like always on the side of you, but like it's just very different how they approach it.
Sundere.
And I think anime has a lot of different things like that. Like, I don't know, what's a good example?
Char as the ball.
I'm gonna jokingly say Sundere.
That just means that they like us.
I mean, she talks about the Guardian.
I ship it.
I know you do. No refute. Just, yeah.
I
Yeah.
said I shipped it. I'm the one who said it.
I didn't know if you were gonna double down or not. I didn't know if you're gonna come back with something and hit harder.
Nah. I was trying to think of what else I wanted to say there about like who to compare them to. Kind of, I think, like Punisher in a way. Like
And
on the
ends to a
same.
means.
Yeah.
Trying to just find that ending to the mean. Yeah. I can feel that.
Probably better than Spider.
Yeah, she might be
Like,
more on our side than Spider.
Like, I don't think that Savathun would have helped the Witness at all.
I don't know if Spider would have.
I mean, if they paid high enough.
Obviously. And we definitely still have Fikrul and fucking Aramis to deal with.
Oh, but about the story in D1.
Yep.
If we knew where we were gonna end up, the speaker would have been so much more pivotal. Imagine having the speaker now and having that passing of torch for not only Cade and Crow, but also for the speaker.
And Micah. Yeah.
But I've been saying it a lot this week, but because the DLC is still just fresh.
Yeah.
It's the most underutilized character in the entire like story so far, I think.
Well, yeah, because he could. The biggest joke line in D1 is, "I can tell you the story. We don't got time."
Oh yeah.
That's the
Well-
that's the gist of it. That's the gist of the
Yeah.
line. That's not the exact line.
No. I know. What
I
you're
don't
saying.
even have time to tell you why I don't have time.
Well, and that's the other question. Who is Elsie talking to when she first teleported to us? We've never gotten that answered.
Yeah. Back in D1, who was she talking to when we met her on Venus?
Yeah. Right, we have our time traveling sword now.
Our time traveling
yeah.
friend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And we've never answered. Oh, that's a big eagle. I didn't realize that. I'm so dumb sometimes. But I would disagree with the most
Same.
underutilized character. We have not had story that's really fleshed out Shax.
We got
Everybody
lore
else-
about Shax, though. We don't have
Yeah.
lore about the speaker.
No, but the speaker's not with us anymore and hasn't been for some time. But
I will go ahead and say I'm talking about like everything, not just story, but like everything. Shax is used as a vendor and has been used as various different vendors. The speaker didn't even do much in that sense. We got, I think, the only thing we ever got from the speaker was titles, like the cards, the background cards, right?
I think you could also buy the fucking old upgrade material for exotic and shit, like the moats and everything.
oh yeah.
And then those got shit on with the Taken King release. So even if like buying those from them, like they're useless.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, in your sense, he got used, but he got then thrown away.
But I agree too that Shax could be a really cool character who also wasn't in that final battle.
He was.
Where? I didn't see him.
He was standing next to someone. I can't remember who he was standing next to. But he was... We were looking at the back of his head. You could see the horn.
Oh.
1-1?
Yeah, the one horn.
1-1. Oh yeah.
But no, you're right. We don't really have anything of him with story. We just have, like, the lore you can read.
I would like more Shax lore. I'd like Shax to be a part of the story missions, like the episode missions.
He needs to be more a part of things. I'd like Saint to be more a part of things as well. Because he's just kind of Trials man at the moment, and I actually like his character.
Ironically, his identity has suffered what so many females suffer in our society, and that his identity has become he's a significant other of Osiris.
Yeah, they really just said that, and then that's all Saint's been.
Yeah, I and that's not a comment on that. I fully support it. It's just once they hit that storyline, that was it. For
Yeah,
Saint.
yeah, we went in to save him. He came out, and then he was Trials.
Well,
Wasn't there Osiris Trials before?
No, it was Trials on 9. And then it became Trials of Cyrus.
Who are the 9?
Like, who asks Zer?
I've tried to. I haven't actually gone onto Zer this week. Is it okay to like not log on, or do I need to log on today to go?
You would have to
Talk
go
about that.
get coins. Unless you need an exotic cipher.
you should have coins. You should have started with some coins. I had like 30 coins for some reason.
It's not really enough to buy a lot of things.
There's enough to buy Glimmer.
Does he
I don't
have
think
anything
he
that's
needs
like
armor.
worth buying?
If you have enough, you want to buy the token that he gives you, which will give you more strange coins for the next time he comes. It'll give a more chance to drop more coins.
And before you ask
Okay.
where he is, he's the new Ava Levante.
He's next to the ramen shop. Right across from my car.
I mean,
Some
we
Ava
missed an
Levante be with
opportunity
salad
to
bars.
have our favorite guy become the head chef at that ramen shop.
What?
Who's the favorite guy?
Hey, we missed the opportunity. That could have been his retirement job.
Cade coming back just to fucking cook ramen.
Be hilarious.
It would be funny.
I mean, the dude used to give us like crank gifts.
I still have those coupons.
We have those coupons. We have the ascended artichoke from him. I mean,
What?
Yeah, he used to give out a lot of stupid shit. Just random
it's-
items.
an ascended artichoke.
Another
Now we have a dog that does it.
Yep. You never finished those, did you?
Me?
No, Jared. That's unlucky.
I don't think I even started.
You didn't even do those either?
No,
What are you... What,
I
what
did.
are you,
I did
what are
one
you doing?
because I like owned almost all the shaders. I'm like a shader whore. I
The
see a shader for
story.
sale and I buy it.
It's for the
Oh,
story
yeah.
tied to it. Because it was
Oh.
taking you back to places that we've already been, and it was like reliving things to get ready for the final shape.
What was the final shape?
It's a triangle. Didn't you see? Still there.
Assimilation.
No, I never saw it.
That's the final shape. Assimilation.
They call it the final shape because the witness is gonna shape
No.
the reality he wants.
Yes.
Yes, but
Oh
also,
my god, who knew?
but also no. When I sent you guys both a link to the game of life that I was telling about that they just basically co-opted the story from.
Mhm.
And if you notice, as the slider is moving around, it changes shape until it achieves its final shape, and the game's over.
How's the game end?
There's a tab that explains the rules and everything on it too, so you can understand what it's doing.
Gotcha. I'll look at that after this.
Yeah. I try to keep you guys intellectually stimulated.
Wow, thanks.
No problem. I mean, that's what that's kind of what everyone would
Yeah.
come to expect from me, right?
And Jared does the same with his questions.
Yeah, Jared and his
I
question.
don't have any questions except where are the 9? Who are they? What do we want? Why aren't we seeing them?
I'm not talking about questions right now. I'm talking before. With your many questions. Like last night. Your question to me and Voldemort.
How many potatoes do you think could fit in a body?
That was not the one I was going for, but that was also one of the questions.
Oh.
It was the
That's
poop
the only
one.
question I remember.
Oh no, not the poop one. Not the poop one. Hey, on a side note, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. I got a few things I need to do.
We can call it whenever. I'm just continuously.
Yeah.
I'm continuing the conversation that we've been starting because we went
Yeah.
over the final shape and
I would be happy to bring it to an end too, so I can get started on the other stuff I have to do
To bring that to a final shape.
to bring it to a final shape.
that's right. Anyone have any last thoughts about the overall?
So that Xbox showcase though.
God damn it, Jared. We can there's more showcases we can talk about next podcast.
We'll talk about it next time here on Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait,
Okay.
no, wrong show.
Close enough. Well, if no one's got any last thoughts,
No last thoughts, except
That's okay.
for I would have to say that we all know we miss him, and I wish he was here.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Move
Thank you
on.
for dining with us tonight, as we discussed what was on our minds. I was your host, Mac. Today, we co-host Jared.
Thanks for hosting us, Mac. Rare privilege.
What? I always do it.
Hosting our dinner.
You
You always host our dinner.
It's being Jared.
Yeah, you're right. And Sean.
Thank you, Mac, for being the hostess with the mostest.
Why did you just continue? God damn it. Have a nice night.